guys, Ralph here. True Power Trumpet Fitness, and welcome to magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Beautiful day, 24 degrees, a balmy 24 degrees, but the sun's out, so I'll take it. I'm going to go out later, take a walk, get my vitamin D. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Frank Kaderabak, what a monster. What an absolute monster. And chops, we'll get into it. I have not played a note yet today, so let's see what we got. How's that for warm-up? Usual warm-up. Double C's Maynard would be proud of, and a Haydn concerto lick that, well, I think Frank Kaderabak would be proud of it. Anyway, let's start here. First of all, I have met him a couple times. He was quite close with Jerry. He did not use Jerry's equipment, but he did have him work on trumpets and leader pipes and all that sort of stuff. He was quite friendly with Jerry. So I did meet him a couple times. I'm sure he doesn't remember me. No reason that he would. It was just, yes, this is Frank Kaderabak. This is Ralph. Hey, how you doing? Big fan. Blah, blah. Okay. But, yeah, Unsung Powerhouse. Okay. Now, if it's possible to be unsung and be the principal trumpet for 20 years, the Philadelphia Orchestra, I guess it can happen. Now, I'm going to say unsung. The reason I say that is because I guess from my group of cronies that we went, that I hung with, he traveled under the radar a little bit, okay? And as you're going to find it, he shouldn't have. Now, again, we were in New York, so Vacchiano, Broyles, Phil Smith, John Ware, they were all the rage. I mean, we knew them personally, and they were like, you know, erect a statue as far as we concerned of all of them. We just loved them dearly, and we thought they were the gospel. Over in Chicago was Herseth, who was undeniable, and I told you there was, did a concert at Carnegie Hall with the Chicago Symphony. Herseth did now. Kaderabak was not in the orchestra at that time. That was just sublime. Chuck full of student trumpet players up in the cheap seats. I mean, that's all we thought about. But while this was going on, this undeniable talent, this monster, and where chops, forget about it, was this man named Frank Kaderabak. Now, for you young guys, you might want to go check it out. Now, there's not a lot on the internet about him. There is a couple of videos of him playing cornet solos. Okay? Now, remember, I want you to go check it out and concentrate on one thing when you listen to it. Okay? He's about 86 years old when he's doing this. And what it is trumpet and piano. Now, what other 85, 86-year-old person could be doing cornet solos, solo? I mean, Harry Glantz couldn't play at that point. I mean, Herseth couldn't do that. Herseth would, please. Vacchiano couldn't do that. I mean, this guy is an enormous talent. The chops, forget it. Okay, so check that out. Now, at 86 years old on a cornet, does he cack a few things that he normally would have done when he was 40? Absolutely. But I want you to listen closely to those articulations. They pop so clear, so it like jumps off the computer. Those articulations are perfect, absolutely perfect. That proves that he was tonguing through the teeth, or reasonable facsimile thereof, and that is why he lasted so long as a great player. Okay, now he from Chicago, the Midwest, initially. And he did take some lessons with Herseth. He ultimately moved to New York City to study with Harry Glantz and Nathan Prager. Okay? So Nathan Prager heard him play once at his lesson. Okay? Now, this is the way the legend goes. And John Ware told me this. So this is on good faith. That he played one top tone etude for Nathan Prager. And I believe it was number 18 in the top tone book, the octave one, F minor, that ends on a high F. Page to page, ending on a high F. And Nathan Prager said, "You want a job?" That's the first thing he ever heard him play. "You want a job?" They were looking for a trumpet, principal trumpet with the Longines Symphonette, which is very, very prestigious at the time. And he went an audition and got the job. Now, here's another thing. He's taken, I think, 4 or 5 auditions in his life. Gotten every single one of them. Every single one of them. I mean, just a terrific, terrific player. Okay? He started out principal trumpet in Dallas. Well, actually, here's another story. You have to get this. He was at West Point. Okay? In the band at West Point with, check this, Mel Broyles, Kaderabak, Tom Stevens, and Robert Nagel. Now, I'll tell you what. Would I pay to hear that trumpet section? Oh, my God, Madone. You talk about chops? Okay, now, Robert Nagel, not a powerhouse. We'll put him over on 4th. But Broyles and Kaderabak sitting next to each other? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And Tom Stevens? Oh, that may have been the best trumpet section ever. And it wasn't even an orchestra. It was up at West Point. And they were young guys, all full of piss and vinegar. This is before they got their jobs. Oh, would I have paid to hear that band? I would have paid double to hear that band. Anyway, so he got through with the Longines Symphonette, and he took an audition in Dallas. Principal trumpet, got it. Took an audition as the assistant principal trumpet in Chicago. Got it. Played next to Herseth. Now, there's another section. Are you kidding me? Herseth and Kaderabak, Madone. Okay? Then he got principal trumpet in Detroit, and then he went to audition for Eugene Ormandy in Philadelphia. Now, by the time this took place, Eugene Ormandy has heard Schulte and the Great Chicago Symphony, and that was what he wanted. And he heard this monster, this powerhouse, okay, and said, "That's what I want. That's what I want." Okay? Now, chops. Take a look at these chops. Perfect. Perfect looking chops. They are set up like perfect. Now, here's another one. Like Mel Broyles, he made the 1C mouthpiece work. Just power. Power, power, power. And beauty. And lyrical playing. I mean, he had it all. When you have those kind of chops, you can just play whatever you want. Okay? But again, that's your homework. Go back and listen to those cornet solos on the internet and check out the articulations. Pop, 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 pop. Clear, precise, beautiful. That was a secret to the whole thing, and that is what allowed him to play that god-awful mouthpiece for all those years and make it work. Okay? As I said, for every one Kaderabak that can make it work, millions of them can't. And I didn't like those odds. Now, I always talk about that, and I'm going to do another video on it. I did one years ago on it, and I'm going to do another one on the golden age of brass. And I'm going to talk about it from, I'm going to say Vacchiano up to Phil Smith. And he was smack dab in the middle of that golden age of brass. It was just a sublime. And, you know, nothing against all the players of today. I'm not knocking anybody. But Herseth, Kaderabak, Mel Broyles, I mean, guys, there's nobody out there doing that. Nobody out there doing that. And I'm going to give you a what if. Okay? But I mean this sincerely. Now, again, I heard him play one-on-one standing in Jerry's studio and trying out mouthpieces and stuff like this and leader pipes and all that. So I heard him play right up here. Now, I also took an audition years ago for the Philadelphia Orchestra. It was third trumpet, and he was doing the audition. And I got there early, and I listened to rehearsal. And they were doing, what Mahler was it? I forgot what it was. I think it might have been fifth. I'm not sure. But he's just killing. I snuck into the back row, Symphony Hall down in Philly, and listened to him play. Just wonderful. Just one. I mean, the tone, center, power, brilliance. Herseth-esque, Mel Broyles. He was more Mel Broyles type of power than Herseth. Okay? And to get into that without having you guys actually heard the three of them, it's hard to say. Okay, hard to, but again, for those that have heard them heard the three, comment down below. I bet you'll agree with me. It was more of a powerhouse along the Mel Broyles than the Herseth. Anyway, with that said, the golden age of brass, and I will make this grandiose statement. Okay? And I may catch some flack for this. But even at 90 years old, and I have no idea what sort of physical shape he's in, but if he is in the ballpark of what he was doing on those cornet solos when he was 85, 86, if physically he is that, up to that point, I'm telling you right now, give him 1 month with Jerry's 1SS. 1 month. And the only reason I don't say a week, 10 days is because he spent so much time on the 1C. He may have more of an adjustment period because he plays that way. Okay? I'm telling you, give him 1 month on that 1SS mouthpiece, and tone, power, range, and endurance, he would wipe out the guy that's down there now. And I have nothing against the guy that's down there now. But I'm talking tone, power, range, and endurance. 1 month on the 1SS, he'd kill him. And I mean that sincerely. I mean that sincerely. And that's nothing against Bilger. Fine player. Used to sub with my brass quintet. I mean, fine player. But the level of chops, not the same. Not the same. Frank, Mr. Kaderabak, I understand you're still with us. God bless you. And if you ever see this, I hope you enjoy it. With that said, the golden age of brass, man. He was one of the ones, a little unsung, at least in my group. Down in Philly, I'm sure he was the king. But anyway, that's that. Eat and drink fruits and vegetables, and live your life with true power.